Thriving in pink all October long, telling stories of courage and resilience. This morning, the journey of identical twins, one diagnosed with breast cancer and the other getting a risk-reducing mastectomy. Identical twins Mary Carmen and Lucy Carmen Lopez are as close as sisters can be, growing even closer when Lucy Carmen was diagnosed with breast cancer at the age of 41.
Yeah, I was terrified. When I heard it, I heard the word cancer. I'm like, oh my God. He calls me, yeah, and all I hear is, you have cancer, we're going in for a lumpectomy.
Lucy Carmen seeking treatment at the Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center at the University of Miami.
So that's where I met Dr. Kasmodal. Immediately, she said, you guys are twins. I'm going to adopt your sister as well. She also needs genetic testing.
Her genetic tests revealing the BRCA2 gene mutation, which is linked to a higher risk of breast and ovarian cancers.
My doctor called me. She said, Lucy, your course of action is going to change. You're no longer getting a lumpectomy. I highly recommend a mastectomy because you're BRCA2 positive. I'm concerned about your sister. She needs to get testing as well.
Together, the sisters deciding to both undergo a double mastectomy. Lucy Carmen first to remove the cancer and Mary Carmen next as a risk-reducing measure.
I said, I'm gonna do this. My sister's gonna do this, and I have to be strong, not only for me, but for her that's gonna undergo this. Yes, it's scary, but you're gonna go ahead and get your double mastectomy, and I'm with you right after.
The sisters finding strength in their bond, taking turns being patient and caregiver.
She went through it initially in the flesh, and I went through it emotionally, taking care of her, because that's what literally saved my life and my sister's.
And joining us now is the twins surgeon, Dr. Susan Kasmodal. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. We appreciate you.
Thanks for having me. It's really emotional listening to their story.
Yeah, and Mary Carmen, speaking about their story, had such a difficult decision to make about whether to have that risk-reducing mastectomy. What are some of the primary factors she and others should consider about risk?
Well, so with some of these gene mutations, as you know, she and her sister have a BRCA2 mutation. The lifetime risk of developing breast cancer can be as high as 80%. So in those women, when we see them, we do discuss what treatment options we have, and risk-reducing mastectomy is one of the things that we consider. Other options that we discuss include enhanced screening protocols, including breast MRI, or sometimes chemoprevention, where we use medications to reduce breast cancer risk. So family history, it's very important that women know their family history on both sides of the family for multiple generations, and then also understand what the modifiable and non-modifiable risk factors are for breast cancer so that they can discuss their personal risk factors with their primary care physician and discuss an appropriate screening protocol for them.
And what type of testing should people get to determine whether or not a risk-reducing mastectomy is right for them?
So sometimes when we look at a person's family history, we suspect that there might be a hereditary cancer syndrome. This is typically where we see multiple generations of cancer. So in cases of high-risk breast mutations, we see multiple generations where women have developed breast cancer, frequently at an early age of onset, or male breast cancer, or other kinds of cancer like ovarian, pancreas, and prostate. So if we see that kind of cancer history in a family, we might suspect that they have a hereditary cancer syndrome, and they could be sent to a genetics consultation to determine if genetic testing is indicated.
So we saw that Lucy Carmen's cancer was found because of early detection. What are the current guidelines for who should be getting mammograms and just how often?
So we currently follow the guidelines from the American College of Radiology, which recommend that average risk women start screening at the age of 40. We know that screening mammograms do reduce breast cancer mortality, and the greatest reduction in deaths is seen when women start at the age of 40. When we suspect that a woman is at higher risk or know that they're at higher risk because of family history, or because they have a gene mutation or a high-risk breast lesion which has been identified, we frequently start screening earlier, and we may add supplemental screening such as breast MRI.
Those screenings so incredibly important. Dr. Kasmodal, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.